So I noticed that really shitty generative AI software, whatever the hell it is, that's named after the worst video game character shut down. So a lot of people are excited. You want to make something? You're gonna have to draw it, old-fashioned way. But maybe you're not very good. I'm not the best artist either. I'm still a beginner, even though I've been drawing all my life. Kind of like how I only started playing Smash roughly around 2018, 2017, even though realistically I've been playing it since 2003. So you know what? If you're new to this, I'm gonna help you. First off, get an anatomy book. I wanted to get a normal one. The only one that my local place had was a manga book, even though I'm not a big anime fan, so I look like one of those guys who tries to learn anime before they learn normal anatomy. But I promise, there's like good stuff in there. It's very by the book. In fact, it's a little too by the book, because they tell you how to draw eyes, and it's like you divide the head up into 5 sections, and then 2 of the 3, the 2 middle ones that aren't in the middle, that's where you draw the eyes. Where in an anime, it's like thirds. But rule of thumb, always like have the space between the eyes be like the size of a normal eye. Anyways, it's hard to draw stylized or fun characters when you're this by the book. So I'm going to show you what I learned. So first off, I wanted to draw Rosaline in this outfit because I thought it was a fun design. It was cute. So what I did, and this is going to upset people, I traced. No, we're not going to do that one. I did this. I traced the facial features right there. Okay. And I didn't do that, because this isn't going to be the actual drawing, because that's what it looks like. That's terrifying. But this gave me a level of understanding how the character anatomy works, where you put all the facial features. So then, what I did next was I drew it on a piece of paper. This time, no tracing, but now that I understood kind of the anatomy, it's a little different. The arms and legs are either a little differently sized, a little thinner, a little thicker, whatever. I was satisfied with this. And then I drew over it. And there you go. There you go. Oh, that was drawn on the wrong layer. Ooh, that's pretty fucking embarrassing. Okay. So then you color it. And then you add more shade. The worst hair highlight on the planet, but you know what? It is what it is. We don't need this anymore. Bam. There you go. Finished. Now, if you think this is cheating, this is just good for general understanding of the characters. Let's have another example. This is Gino. I wanted to draw Gino in a Mario Kart World style. So what I did was I took and measured how he looks in the new game. But you may notice his body doesn't really line up. Well, there's a reason for that. I based it off of Mario's body from Mario Kart World. His arms are a little up to interpretation, but I got the measurements on how the character works, hoo-ha, the whole world works. And then I drew that. He's even from a different angle. I drew that. I think the shading could have been a little better. But there you go. Okay, last one. So this is Mii Gunner. I wanted to draw Mii Gunner because I think her character design's great. I kind of took a really shitty measurement of how her skeleton would work. I don't think this is the best, and this is a little too stylized for me. It makes her look really, really lame. But what I did later is, if I wanted to figure out how her face works, I traced where her facial features are. I laid it out like that. And there you go. If you look at that, there you go. A good understanding of how the character is. So next, we're gonna go here. And this is again another completed piece right here that I did. I didn't know if this looks better or worse. I don't like the eye highlights, but that's besides the point. Watch what happens here. Yeah. If you take a notice, it's pretty similar, not exact, but pretty similar to this piece. It is now dawning on me that looking at the skeleton for the face, I forget what it's called, whatever it is, it doesn't look like it matches up very well. The middle line doesn't even go down the middle of her face. But then I just remembered, that's because the initial sketch I made of the character was a little too humanoid in proportions. Her body was really long and her head was kind of small. So what I did was I sketched out how the head was, and then I upscaled it and then drew over that. But I didn't upscale the guidelines. I just remembered what it was called. Great memory. So if it looks a little funky, it probably does. It didn't. It looked like this. It looked like this. So she's a little bit more humanoid here. I also drew her hair a little differently. Thought it would make her look cooler. But she still looks somewhat faithful. So there's that. I should do this. It makes it look kind of weird, but no, it's like that. There you go. Drawing ain't easy, but I tell you what, it's fun.
It's good.